the president of Ukraine for the following 5 years. Many people have got bored by all those politicians who are disinterested in making our country prosperous, but are very active in pursuing their personal interests. So people do not follow news and appear to be disinterested in the elections. Unfortunately, things rarely change for better by chance. If few people in the parliament or government work properly, we can't expect strong economic growth, and which could ultimately result in higher salaries, better infrastructure, and higher standard of living. Instead, the country is likely to lose its competitiveness and become more susceptible to global crisis. Over the last 8 years, Ukraine was lucky to some extent. Steel and commodity prices skyrocketed, so it has a reliable source of income from the foreign trade. Experiencing high economic growth, it was very attractive to foreign investors who were happy to buy banks here, buy property, or establish their business. And due to abundant supply of credit on the global market, it was easy for the local banks to attract credit from abroad and to finance growing demand for loans from local consumers, from local borrowers. So many Ukrainian people and firms get many loans, which increased consumption substantially and fueled economic growth. Production increased, import grew at even higher pace, and salaries multiplied during the several years. Unfortunately, we know that those money was not invested properly. During the following 5 years, Ukraine had to repay from 20 to 25 billion dollars each year, which is about 20% of GDP. It's almost impossible. And if that money had been invested properly, it would be much easier to repay the debt. But we know that those money was used to buy Lexuses, Toyotas, Mercedeses, many consumer goods which are very important but are not used in productions. They help people to enjoy life, but now they turned out to be ballast, which doesn't allow the country to grow. If we assume that our government is capable of doing something in order to eliminate adverse effects effectively and avoid hyperinflation, major devaluation of national currency, and high unemployment, it will require many unpopular decisions such as cutting expenditures, raising utility prices, decreasing real wages, and so on. So we can't expect our country to grow at a high pace, and unlikely what came with the help of luck could be taken away by luck, and very rapidly and unexpectedly. So Ukraine, to catch up with the situation, Ukraine should attract a substantial amount of foreign investments, but it is unlikely to get loans from abroad. Recently, foreigners provided us with a huge amount of money only because they had been hit substantially if Ukrainians hadn't repaid. And now foreigners are not stupid. Their banks are becoming much more resilient, so they will not have to ensure stability in Ukraine at any price. since we need to attract a significant amount of investment, come up with a different growth model, diversify export capacity and become more export-oriented, it is important to eliminate bribery and corruption, but it seems to be a vicious circle, because many people say that place in the parliament costs several $million, and we can only guess how members of the parliament return their money. So on the one hand, changes are necessary in the legal system, public administration, everywhere. On the other hand, how can we expect people to do job in a different way if mentality of all people here is pretty much the same? In fact, Ukraine is likely to experience a major financial crisis in the following years, and Ukraine, along with Argentina, is one of the most susceptible countries to adverse effects now, and the crisis could be a starting point. It can change focus from searching for benefits in the short-term perspective to building a sustainable environment for everybody. And corruption may seem insurmountable, but there are many effective solutions to it. For example, Bulgaria, which recently became a member of the European Union, recently contracted British private company to operate its customs offices in order to eliminate bribery. It's like in our club, we often ask Mark about the correct grammar or word meaning, and with a piece of advice, our meetings become more productive. Similarly, foreign expertise, knowledge, experience, and even culture could be used to take advantage of the Ukraine's potential. So crisis could be dangerous. And handling it is not easy. We can wait for a positive trend and benefit from it, but another crisis is likely to happen, and if we do not prepare before. So crisis is a good time to think about imbalances and make positive changes.